night. Tuesday night. Working on the new smaller fanny pack. It's got some organization inside. There's another one. I've got Woodland Day Packs. They are online. Well, they were online. If they're not sold out, they are online. Woodland Day Packs. Big Black Cocks. Online. Raid tool bags. Raid tool bags. Raid large tool bags. Raid large tool bags. Raid red handle red thread large tool bags, also online if they're not sold out. They very well might be sold out. I have some stacked mag micros. These things are 10 inches across. They're tiny. These are left hand, but a right hand guy can totally use them. You can move your hand from one nipple to the other. That's how big they are. Garthwaite, what's up? Roberts, how are you? Cassidy, Empty, what's going on? Jared Bryan, Chuck Peoples, what's up? Barden, what's up, man? Aurora Rings, what's up? Lone Star, what's going on? Those red handles do pop. They're very nice. Very nice. Tomorrow, oh, we also have Multicam Tropic large tool bags. I don't think those are online yet. Multicam Tropic, maybe they are. Multicam Tropic large tool bags. And then we also have AK M4 Micros, Raid Red Thread are going. Cop Rigs in Mandrake are going. Purple large tool bags are going. And we have black, red, thread, red zipper large tool bags. Those are online. You can order those. Any of that stuff that's online, it'll ship tomorrow to you. These things I just named off, they won't ship tomorrow. They'll probably go the following day. Witherspoon, what's up? Vaquero, what's going on? Kirby, how are you, man? Big O, what's up? So the Woodland Day Packs, those are done. They've just got to be flipped inside out. They're for the most part cleaned. Those will get turned inside out tomorrow and get sternum straps put on them. Twitch, what's up? Big O. The Cop Rig and Mandrake looks like it will. It will. Mandrake doesn't sell though. So, I mean, we're probably running 12 of those. Like, those very well might be the last time you ever see those things if you think you want a Cop Rig. And I don't say that to impulse, get you to impulse buy it. It doesn't, somebody will buy it. It doesn't matter who to me. All right, guys, come on. It's 46 of you on here, 33 thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up. Type out some comments, whatever conversation we're going to have. I have been up since 3 this morning. I went to bed at 12:30 last night. I got out of bed, feet on the floor at 3. I am tired. I will have a conversation with you guys about whatever you want to talk about, but I can't do that by myself. So get going, and we'll get going. Strother, how are you, man? Poured rain. It rained quite a bit here, Chuck. Quite a bit. Pretty busy at work. Got another project checked off the house list. Right on, man. Can't believe there are day packs left on. If there are, there's not many of them. I feel like we just ran Woodland Day Packs not too long ago. We're sitting good on slings. If you want slings, get slings while you can get slings. I know your money is thin, a lot of guys. A lot of guys' money does not stretch as far as it did. I am operating as though things I'm buying today, I might very well not be able to get them in 6 months. So I'm adjusting and assessing things that I would like to have, especially if come to having to, fend for ourselves, produce more of our own food, if not all of our own food. That's how I'm assessing everything we're doing. Space limitations. I don't have animals, but I can stack canned food like crazy. Are you in a house, a townhouse? Do you have a garage? Do you have a backyard? What's your situation? Apartment? Supposed to get more rain. Yeah, Amanda, I think Amanda said it was supposed to rain every day. Anyone running any NVR security camera systems? I don't know that I've ever heard of them. Angry Prepper, what's up, man? How are you? How have you been? I know there was talk of you relocating. Did you ever pick a state? Got some weather here in Michigan. Got outside. Got some stuff done. We did a lot yesterday. I've got 30 some holes drilled with the big auger on the tractor to install 30 more fruit trees. We put 30 blueberries, 30 more blueberries. So I've got almost 90 blueberries on the property now. And we installed 6 more figs. I've got 2 figs that have been in place for a couple of years that are just insanely good producers, best things on the property. All that grass, we put down thousands of dollars of grass seed last year after all the dirt work, put in the big pond in the back, and it washed down. So I have like this amazing lush carpet grass in tree line, not where we need it to be. So we'll wood chip that shit. Break down. Are you bringing on any new animals for food production? Yes. My friend Blake breeds Highland cows, Highland cattle, you know, and I'm not serious about it. Kind of thinking about Highland cow just because it's a cow, you know, it's a ruminant. It's something small, and we could definitely use them here on the property. But probably hair sheep and fucking goats, probably goats. We'll probably do some turkeys too. 30 to 45 days away from signing on 40 acres. Fucking good for you, Ryan Ray. Good for you. Awesome. They're looking to place more sanctions on Russia as if it worked the first time. It's all by design. It's all by design, right? Fresh Prince, Will Smith, the slapping, you know, all of that. It's all, ask yourself when everybody's talking about something on social media, ask yourself, what are they signing in to law that will affect you and not affect them? What are they doing? Knowing what's going on would you open a small restaurant? John Paul Jones, man. I'm not going to tell you not to do anything. You're a grown ass man. Now, Josh Winnie, our chef, opened 14 Wolfgang Puck restaurants. Not like the little diners, like for Wolfgang Puck, like the real ones, right? Las Vegas. And he will tell you, I think, what's the number? 99% of all restaurants go out of business in the first year. We had some conversation about a restaurant. He said the most profitable thing in a restaurant is chicken. The most expensive thing in a restaurant is empty seating. And if you don't have 2 years worth of operating capital before you even start, he said, I wouldn't open a restaurant. And that's a dude who opened a lot of fucking restaurants. Nate, what's up? We just took our 3rd bedroom, the smallest in the house, turned it into a pantry storage. Good. Caswell, what's up? Tuesday Live with Spirko and Nicole. One of the most informative hours on YouTube. David, thanks for being there. I think we were there 2 hours, if not more. There's Josh right there. Josh can tell you about running a restaurant. He can also tell you about all the restaurants that fail. And I'm not telling you don't open a restaurant. If I was going to open a restaurant, I would do it like a speakeasy. I would have a little bit of element of at least the idea of it kind of being shady, kind of illegal maybe. William Penny, what's up? 60% of restaurants don't make it 1 year. 90% don't make it 5 years. Are you doing mini fruit trees or full size? We got both, man. We got both. But I cut them short anyways. Like, we keep them pretty fucking trained, and we keep them pretty thin. None of my branches rub. Good air, good sunlight through them. If you're comfortable with how much you prune those trees, you didn't prune them enough. Tattooed fucker, what's going on, man? Buck naked project, right? What's going on? Taco truck. Yeah, I would much rather have a truck. I've seriously thought about buying a truck ourselves, just to have culinary students come in when we have events and stuff. On your way to the gym, right on. I was on the treadmill at 4:30 this morning, and I was on the weights by about 5:10, and then working by 6:30. 28 watching, 59 thumbs up, because they don't stay very long. A lot of them don't stay. Notice how many people were on last night when I said this is like my title wasn't Monday Night Live. It was like, oh shit, this is the worst one ever. People want to see that. People want to see that. If you have a clickbait title that's positive, you will get half as many people as if you have a clickbait title that is negative. Anything you're looking for that you can't find because of supply issues? We always have that. There's always something. We ordered snaps 2 weeks ago, probably. We order snaps whenever I need them. There's never, for 35 years. Same business, same places. We've got backups, ordered snaps. We got our snaps, but we didn't get the posts, which is the part you need for both the female and the male, right? They just got here today. They had to ship them out of multiple different warehouse locations, out of multiple states, just because of supply issues. And you can't do shit with one piece of snap, right? But for some reason, East Coast had female sockets, West Coast had male studs, and when we got them, we didn't get any posts, which you need to put either side on. Goldfish. What was the question about? What fish do you use? Koi. I use butterfly koi. You can buy them from Toledo Goldfish. I think that's what it's called. They're on Amazon. Just look up butterfly koi. Look up whatever. Fathead minnows, bluegill. They're on there on Amazon. Farmers market stuff at a food truck. I think a food truck should always have something to sell that they could take away. Every business should. When you have a business that has enough eyeballs, people will want to buy things that you don't have to make, like shirts, hats, branded merchandise, co-branded merchandise, coffee cups, your own bags of coffee, anything like that. That is all extra money, and that is money that you don't have to pay labor on. Would you switch to buttons if snaps never came? I don't know what we do. We just wouldn't use we would make stuff with buckles instead of snaps. Prepper, man, angry prepper. Be good, buddy. Let me know if you need anything. Hey, we're having a self-reliance festival, our third one. We're gonna have 650 people here. A bunch of people will be here. A bunch of dudes are coming out and presenting and guest speaking, and it is in June. And if you're interested, hit me up, or you can find it at self-reliancefestival.com. But you're welcome to come out, man. Let me know if you're interested. What is the best 25-year food if Mountain House is not an opinion, not an option? Ready Hour. So I've never heard of Ready Hour. Rice and beans. Rice and beans. Are you dead set on eating powdered food out of a bucket? A lot of that stuff is just fucking powdered food. And you hear a lot of people saying this is the best food I've ever eaten. And I've eaten some of that shit. And I'm like, well, then you're lying or you haven't eaten any of it. I would tell you, if you're even having the consideration of buying that kind of food, go buy you a couple of meals, not at Walmart. Go buy a couple of meals, taste them, try them out, and know what you're buying. You can take and put any kind of protein into rice and beans. And hopefully you'll have a garden going by then, or you can forage some greens dandelion, whatever, and then add whatever kind of protein you can get. Whether that's fucking songbirds or sparrows or, you know, doves, rabbit, whatever. Hopefully everybody can have a rabbit. Everybody can have rabbits. There are fucking, no, I can't have it. I live in an apartment. Bullshit. I lived in an apartment and had a fucking whole entire room full of fucking snakes and lizards and rats and rabbits. Everything is doable. And if you're saying you can't, it's because you don't want to, which is okay. But every time somebody says they can't, somebody else fucking hears that shit and assumes that that is the case. I like to tell people, when you're getting advice from people on the internet, remember, most of them don't have a picture of themselves. Most of them, you can't click on them. You don't have a fucking clue who's telling you how to do things that might fucking change the course of your life. What animal do you recommend starting with for producing your own meat? I love chickens. I've got hundreds of chickens here. They make eggs every day. And when you get done with the chicken, or the chicken's in the way, or you just want some fried fucking chicken, you can kill that chicken, and it can be, in 20 minutes, you can be eating that motherfucker. Newman's food we got was pretty good, right on. Pumpkin seeds have more protein value than eggs and store a long time. Number one, is that true? And number two, what is a long time? Do they not go rancid? Question mark. So here's eggs from yesterday after we ate a bunch of eggs today. Here's eggs from today. Yeah, boil the chicken, make stock, drink it. When that time comes where you're using that stuff, every little scrap of food, every dripping of grease, every piece of fat and gristle, every piece of connective tissue is going to go into the next day's food, which is going to be a stew or a soup or a goulash or some sort. Tried getting an SOE X beanie and all there was pink. Yeah, it's probably sold out, bud. And I like the rabbits because the rabbit shit is as valuable as the rabbits. For people that don't know, you take a female rabbit, you put her into the male's cage. He will immediately jump on her. Usually, he will mate her whether she wants to or not. On the occasion that that doesn't happen, in a couple days, try it again, and it will happen. You can leave her in there for 10, 15 minutes while you're doing whatever chores outside you're doing. Take her out, put her in her cage. 30 days later, almost to the clock, 30 days later, she will have rabbits. A couple days before that happens, she'll start pulling her fur out, put a nest box in there. A lot of rabbits, if you leave a nest box in there, they use it as a litter box. They just shit in it. So then you'll have rabbits. And if you had 3 female rabbits and you bred them all about the same time, they're going to have anywhere from 5 to 10 little baby bunnies. And you can be eating those things in about 6 weeks, 8 weeks. You'll see different things. You'll see people say, oh no, you have to let them wean at 6 weeks. I leave them till 8. I see a lot of people say at 4 weeks, we take them out. And we use what's called chicken tractors. We take the babies and we put them on grass and cages. And they eat all the grass and shit all over the grass. We still give them food and water. And then the next day, we drag them to another spot and they mow that spot down. Yeah, I have air rifles and one grandson. Snagged a visor cover. Spook, when did you get a visor cover? We ran visors last week, but they sold out super fast. I just left okaying for California or New Zealand rabbits on Craig's. Oh, looking. Couldn't find any rabbits. So Freedom Media, on Craigslist, type in meat rabbit or feeder rabbit, because there's a lot of people selling them for snake food. And then on that's under for sale. Look on farm and for sale. Just take the whole category, right, and search in there. To the left on Craigslist, there's something called communities. And there's a little button up there that says pets. If you click that, you will find a whole nother section of animals and check the same thing. Also, there are some very active meat rabbit groups on Facebook. And then we have like 4 or 5 little pages for our, within 100 miles of here of farm animals and small scale farm animals. And there's a bunch of different ones and, rabbit and poultry groups. So there you'll find them. Slingshots are a great alternative if you have the time to learn how to use the slingshot. It seems like as a kid, we killed all kinds of stuff with slingshots. I draw a slingshot back, right? I'm sure I could get back to where I could do it. A lot of people are going to have wrist rockets in their storage, and they're not going to realize as soon as they draw them, the tubing is dry rotted. So they're of no use anymore for them. Forgot to air out my grains after freezing them, so I pulled them back out. I heard you mention that. Yeah, you'll have humidity in there. Freeze-dried food bags are good for lightweight hiking. The weight of cans won't matter. Store at home. Yeah, and the freeze-dried food, so they say freeze-dried food will last 30 years. Why do they say that? Because that's how long we've pretty much had the technology available where civilians could buy that food, right? So they might be, in 40 years, they might be saying it lasts 40 years. As an adult, it was actually a full-time job. What are we talking about? Late like always, but I made it. What, right on? Warcoat, what's up? 22 caliber Gammo, and the sucker will thump. Oh yeah, absolutely it will. Absolutely it will. Ever see Wartime Kitchen channel? Yes, yes. That's S2 Underground, right? Is Wartime Kitchen? There's another dude I watch. I've been watching quite a bit of his stuff, and it's just old time talking about the 1800s, talking about how they used to set their kitchens up, what they used to cook in. Salted fish was a video I saw today. He talked about baked onion. He has all kinds of videos. Paul Revere, what's up, man? Since cell service is a little spotty at the compound, do you have comms? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Bird's Eye, what's up? Do you go through that many eggs, or do you preserve? So, James, we take the eggs. We go through quite a few eggs, man. I probably eat 12 a day myself. We pack them up, and then the employees, when they clock in or clock out, they can grab as many eggs as they want. These are the ones that they didn't take today. So if we ever end up with too many, Amanda will take them and just crack them out. I think 20 per tray. So we'll put 100 in the freeze dryer at a time, and we'll just freeze dry them. We also feed a lot of them to the dogs. How do you dispatch? Wesley, man, I'm not probably very popular. I don't have a fucking hopper popper. I used to put the pipe over the neck and pull the back legs. I have a big trough where the rabbits are. So I grab the rabbit by the scruff and in the back legs, and I just slam the rabbit down his neck on the edge of the trough, and it dislocates everything. Sometimes the nose will bleed, but I've been killing rabbits that way for about the last year and a half, 2 years probably. And man, I just get them, I hit them so hard on that edge of that ring of the trough, they don't even move. Like there's not even a twitch to it. Slingshot video on YouTube. Yeah, there's a Slingshot channel. There's a dude that does all kinds of stuff. My friend has a $600 air gun set up with a scope, air compressor. Yeah, dude, and that's nothing. There's $5,000 air guns. There's dudes killing Cape Buffalo with them. They have air guns. What are they called? PCP guns. And it runs off of compressed air, and you use reloading bullets. So they have some that are 44 Magnum, They have some that are 357. They have them all kind, 9mm. And there's dudes hunting big game in Africa with air guns. Found a group of people that sell quail close to me. Chickens are in stock, Tractor Supply. Yeah, they have chickens. What is chickens, Amanda? Every Tuesday or every Wednesday at Tractor Supply? Pre-charged pneumatic, PCP. Okay, there we go. I have a smaller tray for easier freeze drying of eggs. 2 trays fit on one shelf, 10 eggs mixed per half tray. And you want to pop the yolks in them, guys, when you freeze dry them. How do the eggs taste after freeze drying? So John Crowder, we took a bunch of eggs and gave them to the employees that were freeze dried, and we did that multiple times, and nobody said a word. Nobody fucking had a scrunched up nose. Nobody knew. Hammer, 2x4. I don't use the hopper popper either. I tend to just hit them on the head. Yeah, I used to have like it was probably about a 12, we just called them lead pipes, but they're just, 12-inch pipe threaded on both ends. And I would just hold that sucker and just hit them on the back of the head. But this way, I'm hitting the front of the neck, right under his chin, on that trough, on those it's like a 6-foot, 8-foot water trough. Did I try a freeze-dried peep? I absolutely did. I took a bite of it, chewed it up, spit it out. It wasn't bad. Think like Lucky Charms marshmallows. It's very much like Lucky Charms marshmallows.
They're online, by the way.
They're online, by the way. If you want to try them, we have them available. Freeze dry our eggs, cheese, and milk. So, Aaron, we typically, with the eggs, we have so many, we don't freeze dry them. If come time to use them, we will just put them into something that we're already cooking. But most of the meat we freeze dry, we always cook it first. And the thought with that is, if the time comes we're using freeze dried meat, we probably are also conserving fuel. Says it will take deer, but I would hesitate to use it on anything bigger than a coyote. Do you brew kombucha? I do not brew kombucha. I'm just super, like I'll put that shit together, and 6 months from now we'll pull it out of the refrigerator. Just like sauerkraut, just like kimchi. Josh made kimchi for me on a pretty regular basis. He made sauerkraut and stuff. Totally should, not opposed to it. I like all of that stuff. I enjoy eating all of that stuff. Never eaten a peep. X says that Reese's egg or cup I stole from them. I've got Cadbury eggs right here, ready to go. Freeze drying raw meat. So we did freeze dry raw meat. We freeze dried a lot of chicken breasts, and when you look at like Mountain House freeze dried chicken breasts, you can buy a can of Mountain House freeze dried chicken breast. And you open it up, and there's fucking raw chicken breast in those things. We did some of that ourselves, and then we kind of got the idea that if we're using it, we're going to want to cook it. So let's cook it ahead of time. That way we're taking it and we're just putting it in, think taking a couple top ramen or noodle bowls or something, getting some bok choy out of the garden, some Swiss chard, take an apple, slice that up, and just, grill it up in olive oil. Throw all that shit in a bowl. And throw some of that chicken in the bowl from the very beginning, let it hydrate up, and now you've got a pretty hearty meal. I was looking online at some companies that were showing up on Facebook marketing last night, and they're selling bags, 16-ounce bags of chicken, $100. $100. Do you water it down and then cook it? Yeah, like if I was going to use it, when I start thinking about making it, I'm going to take it out of the bag and put it in liquid right from the beginning. And that liquid can be water. It can also be, broth. It can be leftover juice from the soup you had. It can be anything. You should try freeze drying a Reese's peanut butter egg. How popular is the M81? So it was dead for a long time. We had it. Guys didn't buy it. And it's back in vogue. Like everything we make in Woodlands, but I mean everything we make in everything sells. But the Woodland sells. I like the Woodland. I especially like the Woodland when we put multicam black on it. Oh yeah, Aaron, you want to see the craziest shit in the world? Go read those fucking freeze dry groups. Like you would read like that retired at 40, that dude's YouTube channel, fucking awesome. The Facebook group for it, bunch of little sniveling bitches, always complaining about harvest right. I saw some shit yesterday. I'm talking about harvest right. Like just a whole thread, fucking 200 comments of people shit talking harvest right. I started to comment. Imagine if harvest right all your comments. And what the comments were, they were all pissed that you buy a harvest right and then it takes them, you know, a month or two to ship it. And there's dudes in there like, that's illegal. You can't do that, blah, blah, blah. And I wanted to tag harvest right and go, hey, you need to just fucking cancel all these motherfuckers' orders and sell all their shit to somebody else who isn't sniveling. Like I would do that. I would do that. I catch motherfuckers on the internet talking shit about my company, and they have open orders. I cancel their orders, and then I sell their shit to somebody else in the fucking group where they're talking shit. I do it all the time. You think Harvest Right doesn't know that shit's going on? When Harvest Right has to take care of people, when any company has to take care of people, who do you think's getting the fucking faster, better service? The motherfucker who wasn't out on the internet talking shit. Kicking myself a little bit today when I seen the Woodland Day Pack. Got my black one yesterday. Yeah, they're nice, man. I think I panicked the whole time I was waiting because I was in the crazy. Yeah, it's a bunch of sniveling little fucking twats. Think about that. You have motherfuckers that can afford to buy a $5,000 freeze dryer, pissing and fucking moaning. Their life is so fucking difficult. They are in a position in life where they can buy a $5,000 machine, and all they're going to do is bitch. Like they have no idea. The United States is one of the few places where we don't spend literally 50% of our lives trying to get water that won't kill us and collecting fuel to heat the water so that the water won't kill us. My pillow guy took 6 months for a pillow topper. It was clear, and they notified before and after the order. Yeah, dude's full of shit. I love these motherfuckers that are like the Federal Trade Commission. I've had the Federal Trade Commission contact me on about a dozen different fucking instances. And my attorney fucking replied and carbon copied me on all of them and told the Federal Trade Commission why they were wrong and we don't fall under the regulation stating. And you know what they came back with every time? Okay. That's literally what they said. Okay. That's what they said. And you know what my attorney said? He replied, I win, you lose. That's literally what he fucking said in the email. Robert Thomas, what's up? Yeah, you'd think the world is ending, Nate. It's fucking crazy, man. Look at some of the rabbit groups. Fucking whole, like you're literally going to kill this animal and eat it. And they have all these, they would have you believe that everything you do with your rabbits is going to lead to your rabbits' death. And it's going to be disease plague for you. How do they think they have stock of rabbits? Like grandma, you go back 50 years, they didn't have any fucking foot saver wire. They didn't have none of that shit. Yet somehow we still have rabbits today in history. My attorney, he's pretty famous. He's been in he's been in my videos, he's been in his own videos, he's been in Jaeger's videos. Mountain House diced chicken. Yeah, John Paul. I saw diced chicken. People are selling in bags, ready to ship, $100 for about half of what's in a can, probably. Have I ever been approached and thought about a biography? We had a TV company. After my raid went down, we had a company wanting to do a made-for-television thing, which we didn't do anything with. We've been shopped for our own television show, as well as Doomsday. Preppers came out and filmed a bunch of shit. We've had a bunch of people wanting to do TV shows. I work for a living. Like, I don't have a ton of people that sit here and do this. And the TV show guys, it's like, that's what you have to do, is the TV show. So as far as a book, no, nobody's approached me. I mean, I've had a few people like, I'm going to come write a book. But they don't, and I'm never going to. The only way a book will ever be written is when somebody follows me around day to day, gets to know me and knows some of my stories, and writes it out. Rabbit groups are nuts. We have to dispatch my daughter's doe over the weekend for failing to raise up third litter in a row. Yeah, I kill them at second. If I posted the photos of her helping, someone would be. Yeah, it's nuts, man. Fat Nuts 42. What'd you say? First time I met your lawyer, I was standing in my underwear. I was holding my dick the first time I met him. I was standing at a urinal in the Italian restaurant talking to him. 50 years ago, you could order bunny burgers from Grandma's chain of restaurants across Nebraska. That's cool. Ordered visor last Thursday. Had been waiting on some. Right on. You got it yet? Unless you ordered some other shit with it, that's out of here. People are already saying they had all those visors. Lucky Charms marshmallows are the best part of the cereal. They're probably the most nutritious part of the cereal. I miss those breakfast videos. I do too, man. I do too. Different dynamics, though. Different people. You'll get a different energy out of me depending who I'm around. What are those blue and white boxes? These right here, I know they're not blue and white. These are just shipping labels. Like the labels for the thermal printer, the laser printer. Each one of those has, I think, 20 labels in it. That's how many labels we go through. Like, this is all fucking shipping stuff just for UPS right there. Blue and white boxes. On the floor over here, like that stuff, it's for stuffed animals. It's for the combat cops. Shipping today had pistol mag cards. Right on. Do I have beehives? I do not. Yes, we are bringing some beehives in. Why do mother rabbits eat their young? I don't know. I mean, people will tell you if they're scared, they'll eat them to save them from you. Who fucking really knows what the deal is? Greg Judy will tell you the first time he has a goat jump a fence, he puts it back in. The second time the goat jumps a fence, he kills it. Greg Judy's goats are expensive. He will also tell you that when you buy his goats, they don't fucking jump fences. It's just in their genetics. If he has any animal that fucking jumps the perimeter, the electric fencing, He kills them. Like they don't get to breed. They're out of the gene system, out of the gene pool. How many chickens do I recommend starting with? What are you trying to do? How many people you want to feed? How much of your meal do you want it to be, right? If you go back to World War II, Victory Gardens, they said it was every U.S. citizen's, it was your job, it was your responsibility to have a 4x8 garden and to have 3 chickens. 3 chickens typically will give you 3 eggs a day, roughly. I mean, I want to have more eggs than I ever need, always. And we feed eggs to a lot of people, and we send a lot of people home with eggs. A Brussels sprout cake pop for April Fools, right on. Are we going to do any pigs? We might do some pigs. Like, if the power goes out, I'll have pigs here within fucking 2-3 hours. Do I have pigs here now? I don't have pigs here right now. The tool bag was black and red. I have large tool bags in black and red, which will finish tomorrow. Those are online and you can order them. I have large tool bags right now ready to ship if they have not all sold out. In Raid with red handle, red thread, and Raid with black handle, black thread. They're right here. And if you're on our text message app, you got a text message about that hours ago. I also have woodland day packs right now. The goats that like the fleas in the jar with the lid on long enough to learn not to jump too high, then the lid, they won't jump out of the jar. I didn't think it was that bad. Really made this sprout flavor. Yeah, you wouldn't know it. You wouldn't know it. I ate one of them. Are there any Panic Prepper 101 videos? I'm in need of one. I don't know about 101. I put a Panic Prepper. I put a bunch. There's a bunch of Panic Prepper shit. I post 1, 2, sometimes 3 a day on Instagram. The real videos on YouTube, episode 2, and we will put up episode 3 on Friday. Do you kill livestock in front of all the other animals? Yes, I do. I do. The little bastards fucking better do what I tell them to next time. Yeah, I don't think they know, man. I think you give animals too much credit. Or maybe, who fucking knows, man? I don't know. Maybe we don't give them enough. Just myself right now, but eventually feed the whole family of about 10 people. I'd get you 20 birds, man. How much room do you have? So I'll keep 20 chickens in a 10 by 10 dog run. Now, we expand that. I had 60 chickens in a 10 by 10 dog run all winter and very rarely let them out. I had them in through the snow and ice. We didn't ever supplement heat. I had them highly dense like that, so for body heat. Those birds have the run of the whole fenced in area up top. I have other birds. We give them a 10 by 10 dog run. I put a tarp over the dog run really tight in all 4 directions, and we put a pole in the middle like a circus tent. And that'll shed water. And then I put 2x4s across. You can use 1x4s, 1x3s, whatever, for perches. And I put them up high so that when it's raining or when it's cold, those birds get up in that pitch where the beam is up top. And then we put a couple nest boxes in there. And you can get, I have fancy nest box, roll-out nest box, where the birds go in there and the eggs roll out and they can't really access them. They can still get them though and eat them. And then I have others that just have like a piece of plywood on the outside and we screwed them on through that. So there's, 5, 6, 10 nest boxes in some of those kennels. And typically they use 2. And then the others are just fucking empty. And I have T-posts. I just drive T-posts in. And I use cattle panels or combo panels or pig panels. That are 14 feet long, and we just zip tie those to the T-post, and we make a run. So the 10 by 10 is in an area that's about 50 by 50. You could do it 20 by 50. You just do it whatever you have room for. Don't have roosters if you don't want the noise of roosters. Roosters will help fight off, other small animals and stuff. And then we use fences to keep dogs in, and we use dogs to keep predators out. My dog, I have guineas, and whenever they see any shadow from a bird from the air, they go nuts. My dogs come running, and like my dogs will grab a hawk if it comes down. My dogs kill anything that comes in that area. Anything they can get a hold of that's not supposed to be there, they will kill it. Yeah, fleas. I get it. I understand what you're saying. Building a house right now on 3 acres. Are you the chicken guy? Oh, 3. Yeah, so 3 acres, buddy. So you have plenty of room, man. Get you some chickens. Start keeping chickens. Like, we had animals on this property before we were ever on the we had a dozen goats living here, and we didn't even have fences for them. My church used to facilitate the adoption of babies and children from Ukraine for the past 15 years. There has been big problems over there there has been for a long, long fucking time. It's not anything new. But the powers that be, the war machine wants you, they want to rile the people up and tell them about all these fucking war crimes and atrocities, right? Where's the fucking drone footage? Where's the satellite footage of all those people they say that were killed? Where is it? You got fucking Russian troops meeting Ukrainian girls off Tinder and hooking up and banging every night, right? You got motherfuckers over there with cell phones putting up sensitive information on Twitter. But you just had 250 people in a mass execution and a mass gravesite, and nobody has any fucking proof of it other than what somebody's saying. And there was even a reporter that asked him on national television, well, don't you have satellite footage of this? And they literally told him, shut up. They didn't answer him. But the people that are going to send your kids to war, are any of their kids going to go to war? Do you think any of those politicians' families, do you think any of the shit right now going on with any of these fucking Washington politicians, do you think it affects their life in any fucking way? Nope, they're still flying around on their jets. They don't care what the fucking fuel costs. My friend's chickens roam the yard at night, go inside, the little door closes itself. Yeah, you can get a self-locking door. The birds will put themselves away. A rooster will help put them away a little bit more. And you can get a slide-down door. I don't fuck with any of that. We got a big fence around the area where all the animals are. There's 2 Great Pyrenees dogs out there. And all the other animals are inside perimeter fences inside of that. Your chickens, when your chickens can wander and roam, you will find that your chickens are laying eggs somewhere else. And then when you find them, you don't know how old they are. My friend's chickens roam. Hell no, it's the poors that have to go and fight. Yeah, that's your ruling class. Your ruling class passes laws that they are not held to. Only you are held to. Always CNN and other communist media telling everyone Russia getting handled. Yeah. Rules for thee and not for me. So this is the new little fanny pack I'm building. It's considerably smaller than the other one. It's got some organization inside. It's got a few different pockets inside, layers. This is another one I'm building. So one wall has a big pocket like this, and one wall has a big pocket and then 2 stacked pockets on top of it. What's on the cut table for tomorrow? What are we cutting for tomorrow, or what's already cut and being sewn? So multicam Tropic large tool bags will finish up in the morning. Black red thread, red zipper large tool bags will finish in the morning. Purple large tool bags will sew tomorrow. Mandrake cop rigs will be sewn tomorrow. Raid red thread AKM4 micros will also be sewn tomorrow. And then there was some talk of stacked micros, and there was some talk talk of some more copper eggs of some flavor. Definitely gets you lined out to work pigs and or cattle. Tyler, come on out, man. Come on out. Billy Bond from Perma Pastures will be here. The Friday before Saturday and Sunday event, Billy's coming out. We're doing a pig class. He's doing pig butchering. And we will eat those pigs on Saturday here. My friend's chickens roam. I think we read all that. Peter North. I think I used to sell your stuff. Will the fanny pack hold a full-size handgun or a compact? This little one, you can put a 19 in there. I mean, it'll fill it up. You could put a very small pistol, a little pocket gun in there. I'm building this. I'm using this as a crossbody chest bag, and I'm carrying cameras and batteries and shit, wallet, keys, extra couple flashlights. Will the website notify? No, we have that turned off. We have that turned off. There's no way to have it notify you. What's on your wish list? Can I sleep in a tent? Yes, you can sleep in a tent here. We have on-site camping, and that's what that means. If you have a rooftop tent, like an overland rig or something, no problem. You want a tent camp, you want a hammock camp, you want to camp on the ground, no problem. We do not have room for travel trailers and RVs and shit. There are plenty of places here that do. If you have an RV or a tow behind or something, I can take you up and I can put probably 20 trailer, well, maybe a few less than 20 on my old property right up the road. We have multiple places right around here within a 3-minute walking distance probably where we can put your trailer. Stacked 8 mag. Yeah, we're going to do some stacked 8 mags and some 6 pretty soon. Glock Almighty. I'm doing great, man. How are you? How's the chicken situation where everyone is at? Starting to hit West Virginia. Lots of shortages. Pure evil bandit. Are we talking about the bird flu? Are we talking about chicken availability at the grocery store? What are we specifically talking about? I am pulling whole chickens out of my freezers every couple days and feeding them to dogs as dog food. We have a lot of chickens. We're getting ready for a whole nother round of chickens. So we don't have a chicken problem. I'm still buying Tyson chicken breast at Sam's Club. Amanda just bought a bunch of chicken thighs yesterday. So I mean, we've got access to chicken. Do you happen to know how far away the nearest Hilton property is from the compound? John Crowder, I have no idea, buddy. But if you Google special operations equipment, it'll give you the address. And then right in Google Maps right there, you can just type in Hilton properties or whatever, I would assume. What do you think about Trump going on Rogan? Is it a hustle? Are him and Rogan under same people? Oh, I don't have a fucking clue, man. It'll be entertaining. I don't have a Trump problem. I don't think he's what everybody thinks that he is. I don't have a fucking Elon Musk problem. I don't think he's what people think he is. I mean, those people have an amount of money that make them, like, literally in their DNA, they are different than you and I. It's just like Greg Judy. When a goat jumps a fence, he kills it, and his fucking future generations of goats don't jump fences. That's how having that amount of money is. That it changes their DNA. Like, you have to look at it like that. They are not for you and I. They ain't boys and buddies. Donald Trump Jr. follows my Instagram page. He comments on my page sometimes. That's a different fucking species of person, though. Closest Hilton is probably an hour or more away. Still can't believe I missed the stream about the spent mag pouches. I sure picked the wrong night. Dude, we've run spent mag pouches I don't know, a dozen times in the last 4 or 5 months. We've run what we were doing. It was taking all of our old open orders and running them with extras. That's what we've been doing. All this shit you see running that you haven't seen in a long time. We're building all the old orders. We're building extras. We're putting it online. You used to just be able to order whatever you wanted. We would batch it up and it would eventually get run. I've got more people pissed off and complaining now that they can't pre-order shit than we ever had that were mad that their orders were taking a long time. Had been on the fence about buying a deep freezer. Had 3 open in separate tabs looking at them. This morning at 1 a.m. I refreshed the page and Lowe's put a $1,200 freezer on sale for $749. That is very lucky. It is definitely not the norm. How many people on here right now have had something in their cart and when they went to buy it, the price either went up or was no longer available? I have that happen every fucking day. When I get in bed, I literally have so many tabs open on my computer. I never close them because there's something on that tab I want to buy. And eventually my computer crashes because I have so many open windows. And a lot of times I'll go to buy it and it's gone. I think the Hilton comment was a joke. No, not at all. He's probably, Amanda, isn't it Hilton? We're a diamond member with Hilton Properties. When Amanda and I travel, I think it's Hilton we use. And we have the diamond membership. So we get a lot of special perks. We get a lot of stuff because we use only that hotel whenever we go anywhere, that line of hotels. And then we get to stay at some of their higher end properties also. We always get upgraded on the rooms. Oh, no way, an actual shotgun card guy in here. I don't know who we're talking about. Why not just buy it when you see it? Glock. Because I don't want to spend the money. A lot of it's just kind of impulse buy, impulse shopping. And let's say I have allocated myself $1,000 to spend today or $5,000 or whatever, right? It's just money. It's always money. When you have more money, you still look at things that you want and you decide which one you're going to buy and which one you're not going to buy. It's always just money. And half the time it's because it's in the middle of the night and I'm just looking at shit and I'll see something on social media. So I'll kind of go down that rabbit hole. Well, what is this thing? Where can I buy it? And then when I look at it, I'm like, okay, this is kind of a neat idea. What's the better option, right? What's the higher end option? Internet favor pricing happens every day. Never clicked buy like a finished auction in the company legal grounds to sell it higher. I understand completely. Have to talk myself into it. Do I need it or do it? Yeah, exactly, man. Lord, always the shot. I don't see a shotgun card guy. Is there somebody in here I'm missing? Yes, that is correct. No, I travel weekly for work and have a ton of points. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I don't think he was trolling at all. Where's my shotgun card? Paintball real tree. I don't have a clue, buddy. Are you messing around? Your shotgun card's probably right here. It's probably right here. I mean, I'll be happy to put it in a Ziploc bag and then fill a box of dog shit with it and push it in the middle there and send it to you. It's getting harder and harder to find stuff, the quality items. I agree with that, man. I agree with that. Ordered it this morning, still not here. What color or kind did you order? Most of the stuff that was ordered this morning shipped out. I think we're out of... No, we have everything here. We have all of it here. Disable cookies while shopping because the site adjusts prices based on your clicks and time spent. Shane Z, a lot of websites, when you put stuff in your cart, they have an abandoned cart checkout thing. So when you go back, it lowers the price. It gives you a 10% discount if you check out in the next 15 minutes. Our customers became very aware of that and would literally put shit in their cart and then wait for that and then take the discount. We turned all of our discounts off. Like, we sell everything we can possibly make every single day. So the frugal shopper, while he's waiting for the discount, 100 people bought what he wanted. Like, it's gone. Like, people know if I can sell 100 of something, we're only building 75 of it. That's how we do it. Tons of companies do it. I'm boldly honest with you and tell you what we do. I absolutely love when I get in some of these EDC groups and stuff, and there's these little companies that make EDC organizers and pouches and stuff, and there's multiple threads every day about how hard it is to get their shit and how it's bullshit that he does these drops and he should just have his website open and you just pay for it and he makes it and then you ship it when it's done. We all did that shit. You know why he doesn't do that anymore? Because all those little cunts were telling him, well, you sure took my money fast. No, you gave him the money. He didn't take shit. That's how online commerce works. You put your card info in. Like, people don't realize that as vendors, we don't even see your card information. We can't access it. Every now and then we'll get some assholes like, I've only used my card on your website and I've got 2 other charges. I don't know. You better talk to the hooker that got your fucking card while you were in the shower. Talk to your kid. I don't know what to tell you. Like, online merchants now, they don't have any access to your card data. They can't run your shit. You hear what the president from El Salvador is doing, threatening to starve gang members in prison, waging all-out war on crime. I have not heard that, man. I've not heard that. I was just thinking my dogs would eat the chicken. Dogs would eat chicken, yeah. Their wife swiped it, maybe. Or they had a little too much to drink that night and they ran some charges. Or it's a reoccurring charge that they didn't realize they used that credit card or debit card for. I mean, who knows what it is? I ask Amanda all the time. I see charges and I forward the email and I'm like, hey, do you know what this is? And she's like, yeah, it's the local Benton County cable. They changed the name of the company. Or it's the Dish Network. They changed the name of the company. Or it's, trash disposal. They changed the name of the. There's a lot of name changing going on lately. There really is, which tells me people are having financial issues or they're restructuring because of financial issues. All right, guys, I'm going to start turning these lights off. Last comments, hey, do you want to see this piece of gear? Last topics that you want to discuss really quick. Where do you recommend finding affordable truck service vehicles for starting a handyman? Local. Ask yourself, do you really have to have that vehicle that you think you want to do the job? Or do you just need a vehicle that will get you where you're going? Maybe you just buy a cheap-ass $2,000 truck that you can put a ladder in and some buckets of tools, and you use it until it stops running. And the amount of time that you use that thing until it stops running, you will have made $5,000. You can get a little bit better efficient tools, and you can buy another $2,000 truck. Or decide whether you want to sell that $2,000 truck for $1,500 and then go buy another $2,000, right? We have this idea in our head that we have to have these things. When I was 13 and a half years old, I got on a bus that changed twice, if not 3 times, and rode the bus for 90 minutes to go work at McDonald's. Legal job, 13 and a half years old. But as adults, we think that we can't do those things anymore. There's plenty of kids riding around on a bicycle with the handle of a lawnmower on the back of their seat, and they're showing up mowing people's lawns. Who is my Kangol dealer? He is in North Carolina. If you would like his information, I will give it to you. I do not give out people's information that are going to use my name unless they are 100% going to buy the dog. I don't give anybody, hey, I got a guy at Porsche. You need to buy a jet. I got a guy that sells jets. You want to buy fucking high-end watches? I got a guy that sells them. But I don't ever give those numbers out unless you are going to 100% buy the animal, because I don't ever want the breeder to associate my name with some guys that called up and then it was just wasting time or window shopping. So the deposit on these dogs is $2,000. And if you're a buyer for that dog, these dogs are $4,000 to $5,000. If you're a buyer for that dog, send me an email and I will put you in touch with that person. If you're just curious, do not use my name. Iridium, what's up, buddy? Can't wait for my shotgun rig. So excited, but screwed myself. Ordered an H harness with it. My OD 308 rig with H harness shipped in like a day. So I ordered Tyler Mallory. You have still given me not a fucking shred of not a shred of information that I can do anything with. So what color is it that you're waiting on? Caught you with Spearco and Nicole earlier. I'm glad I did. Looking forward to hanging out around here on your channel. Donnie, well, welcome, buddy. I started this company 35 years ago. I left California 15 years ago. I was in federal prison. I had a federal search warrant executed at my shop. I was on CNN 3 days in a row. And I was out on bail for 2 years. And then I went to Lompoc Federal Prison for 22 months, came home with 3 years of probation. Came home, divorce papers, restraining order, business gone, didn't have documentation, no social security number, couldn't prove who I was. To get out of the halfway house, I could get out of the halfway house to look for a job, and then once I had a job, I could stay out of the halfway house while I was working. Within 1 week, with no documentation, I got 3 companies to give me delivery driver jobs for pizza companies, 3 separate companies, and I was working 80 hours a week. On probation for 3 years. I made $1 million the first year I was home while on federal probation. Made $960,000. The day I was off probation, we flew to Tennessee. We rented a house here in Tennessee. And then 30 days later, we moved here to Tennessee and I restarted my company. I moved here because there's still old timers growing crops in the ground with horses. There's people that live here with no electricity and no water still. I moved here to work with 2 or 3 people and just do custom work. Was never going to do it on this scale again. And just kind of built it up. Social media. So I don't know if that was blacked out or what. I don't know what the last thing you guys heard was. So social media has allowed me to say things I want and put them out to 1 million ears. And I guess I was just lucky that people liked what I was saying. So when I highlighted and drew attention to bad customers, the customer is never used to being spoken to like that. So they take it as being wronged, and they spend all of their free time talking about you on the internet. And I guess lucky, the time and situation was that a lot of people have customer service jobs and they're like, I wish I could say to customers what you're saying. So it just kind of took off, man. It took off, and we used anything negative. We always brought light to it and pushed attention to it, and we would use those names as discount codes. So we went from, barely almost making $1 million some years to making over $1 million a month because of that social media stuff in the earlier years of Facebook. It's all changed. The algorithms don't work like they used to, but that's allowed us to do kind of what we want to do. And people started asking how I did it and what I would do today if I was starting over. And I'm able to just tell people what I think. And I don't do anything ever that I don't want to do. The best thing I learned to say was no. No, I'm not interested in that. Thank you. No, I'm not no, I'm not going to stand here for 30 minutes and have a conversation. You got 5 minutes. Tell me what you need me to know. And I've built everything that I like to do into my life, into my business. And people come from all over the United States to work here to, you know, be a part of it. Is it possible for you to file to get charges expunged? Yeah, everything's money, man. Anything is doable. What is doable for you? What is not doable for you is always doable for somebody that has more money than you. It's always money, man. That's what it all comes down to. That's why you get a DUI and hurt somebody, you go to prison. And super wealthy elite people, their kids kill and wipe out an entire fucking family and never see a day in jail. It's all about money. Are we looking for workers? We're always looking for workers. We are always looking for the right person. And I have over close to 3,000 videos on YouTube right now. So, I mean, you can see from when the business was much smaller, you can see where the business got bigger. You can see us saying totally crazy, outlandish shit, and you can see what we do on a daily basis here nowadays. And if you watch them, I promise you, I will say something that offends you or that you disagree with, and then some stuff you'll love and be like, I totally get this guy. Paintball real treat. It's not an issue for me, man. It's not an issue. The time comes we need guns. There's fucking guns everywhere, dude. There's guns everywhere. There's people in this build. Everybody in this building carries a gun every fucking day. Are the 3-day bags coming this year? I don't know the answer to that. I don't know. I see you ask it every night. Might be worth the legally owned gun. I don't need money. I'm too pretty. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And you got mad chainsaw skills. Matt Christopher, scissor hands. Do I plant potatoes? I do. I just pulled up a bunch of potatoes that I never pulled out last year. They were in there all through the winter. I've got carrots still in the ground that were through ice and snow. I've got beets in the raised beds right now that were in ice and snow. These are 17 pounds of sweet potatoes that I got off of just 6 slips that were in a 2x4 raised foot bed. And I have a ton of potatoes that we're about to put in. I pulled out all of my potatoes Friday night or Saturday out there in the dark. I've got a bunch of potato starts up here. I've got a ton of potato starts in these bags over here. And then I've got a bunch that are starting to chit, that are, well, we didn't cut them, but they're growing eyes. All those eyes are starting to grow, and then I've got some more over here. Were wavy in cans ever $60? They were $69 20 years ago. 20 years ago they were. And I don't think they were Wavians. I think they were import Latvia. They were just NATO import jerry cans. Came in surplus market. And there's 20 different fucking nozzles for those things because they're all different sizes. Where everybody gets fucked up and stuck on these things, you don't need the nozzle. Get rid of that fucking nozzle and use a jiggler siphon, a super siphon. Cash only. What's up, buddy? So 90 a piece. They are not fucking Wavian cans. I'm telling you. It is not the same fucking can. The jiggler siphons are awesome. So the original company is called Super Siphon. There's a bunch of them out there. Watch the tubing, especially like the opaque kind of pink tubing. You want a thick wall, clear, like tubing that's very rigid, because when they roll them up, they kink, and where that kink is, it will chug every time it hits that, and it'll cut your transfer time. It'll double your transfer time. Get the ones with there's some with plastic balls, there's some with springs. The spring ones are awesome until the spring flips sideways and then the whole thing is trash. So just get the normal glass ball. It jingles around and will drive you nuts. Take some toilet paper or some foam or a packing peanut and jam down in there so that that thing doesn't jiggle around. Yeah, the pink jiggler comes out of the package with those kinks in it. I'm everything I tell you, it's not what I think. It's not an idea or a suspicion. I'm telling you everything I just told you is because I bought a dozen of those pink fucking things. I bought them. Walmart had them. Harbor Freight had pink ones. They don't fucking work. Earplugs in the jig, that would totally work, yeah. Folks really don't want to hear that there are knockoff gas cans. It's a trip, man. It's a trip. Marksman Outdoor, buddy, I am glad that you got yourself some $75 gas cans. More power to you, buddy. I like the sound of the marble. My concern was always with that thing jiggling around for years, especially off-road and shit, was that the marble was going to chip or break. And it never did, man. It never did. I probably have the first jiggler siphon I ever got. I probably still have. We were a dealer for them. We still are. I have the drive engines, right? That's the piece, the brass piece with the glass ball. I probably have a box of 1,000 of them here somewhere. We were going and buying whole rolls of the best fucking, the thickest, stiffest tubing we could buy, and cutting them up and putting them on there. When we talked, I reached out to the guy that fucking holds the patent, and I'm like, hey, I want to buy these. He's like, I can save you a ton of money if you just source the tubing on your own. He said, it'll cost 10 times more to ship it with the tubing on it. He said, I can send you boxes that have 200 drive engines in it, and I can put five in a case. Are they boosted though? I don't know what that means. Oh, the fake cans are vaccinated. I see what you did there. Look, guys, you can put gasoline in a mason jar. I used to do it. I had a Honda XL 175 motorcycle, and we would ride out to this Nike missile base. The bottom level, it's a 3-level underground missile base, and the bottom level was flooded. We could drive that. We could ride all the way there on a tank of fuel, but we couldn't get back all the way. We carried gasoline around in mason jars. It was before Camelbacks ever existed. We carried water around in mason jars, and we'd wrap them up in mom's dish towels and put them in a backpack. You can do anything. You can carry gasoline around in the cheapest of gas cans. And it's never a problem until the day arrives that it's a problem. If you smell fuel, then you're losing the combustible part of the gasoline. And that's the part that makes the gasoline explode in the engine. It's the lightweight volatiles. If you see vapors in the air, you're losing the part you need. We use NATO jerry cans, and once you have, I mean, how many 5-gallon gas cans do you need to store too? That's something else people don't look at. They're like, I want to store 1,000 gallons of gas. More power to you, buddy. I do too. But the more cans you buy, the smaller amount of liquid that you hold, the more expensive per gallon it is to store it in smaller cans. And that goes for water, that goes for fuel, that goes for diesel, that goes for all of it. When you buy a bulk container, an IBC tote full of Roundup, it's way cheaper per gallon than buying a 1-gallon container of Roundup. When you take the NATO jerry cans, you're talking to a dude who has carried literally 6 cans, so 30 gallons of fuel, in the back of a fucking jacked up truck that spent half its life off-road, bouncing around. Like, we would jump these trucks, and we'd have these gas cans in the back of the truck. We'd go to the fucking the Mojave Desert. We'd go to all the fucking California deserts. So what is your temperature in the sun? 200 degrees? 300 degrees. These cans, and then when it's snowing and freezing, the cans expand. And every now and then you get one with a pinhole prick. When these things are in the sun, it is shooting that gasoline 10 feet away. And then when it freezes, it sucks the can sides in. It fucking contracts. When those cans are frozen, you have to use a pry bar to open them. And when they're expanded and when they're hot in the sun, if you open that motherfucker, it will vaporize a gallon of gas over your entire body. You need to carry a beach towel with you. And if you need to open it, you need to reach under there with a big flat-bladed screwdriver and start prying that open and have a big, huge fucking towel over it. And plan to leave that towel on the side of the road because it will combust. Leave it fucking someplace. Don't fucking bring it back in your vehicle. People don't have any clue how this shit works. You better have a big pair of leather gloves too, because when these things are cold, it sucks the heat out of your hand. You will not be able to open them when it is cold because they are under fucking vacuum. When you take those shitty gas cans and you put them out in the sun full of fuel, they will break into 2 pieces. You look up NATO gas cans right now on Amazon, there's a ton of them. 35 bucks, 65 bucks. They're not the real ones. The Chinese ones have a very different handle set on top. They're tack welded on, they're not fully welded on. The Chinese ones have a seam right down the middle where they're welded, and when you put them in your truck, it sits on that seam and vibrates around. The real ones, that seam is recessed up inside. China's gotten smarter, and their fakes look more like an actual NATO jerry can right now. The real cans come out of Latvia. Your prices on gas cans are not fucking down. I promise you they're not down. Because the fucking country that makes them is at fucking war right now. And I'm not even selling cans right now. I have no fucking financial interest in this conversation whatsoever. $55-gallon drums. Yeah, I like 55-gallon drums. The problem with 55 gallons, you have to move it on a drum dolly, and I have gravel everywhere. So a drum dolly is beautiful on concrete. It doesn't, and my wife couldn't move it if she had to. I have 12 of the Scepter military cans, 150 each. So we can't even get the Scepter military cans in the United States. You can find them on eBay, but you got to use a fucking strap wrench to fucking tension them down. You ever notice when they're on the back of the Humvees, they're always leaking fuel everywhere? I did a great video covering. Yeah, I've done fucking 100 videos on this. I'll bet you there's over 500 hours of content of me talking about fuel cans. You have a web page that lists the colors of fabric. Nah, man, Google it. If you go to my Instagram page and just scroll through there, look up hashtag whatever. Go to my page on Instagram or my page on Facebook, put in the item and scroll through and just start reading the descriptions on them. Now our shit, and I know that sucks. That sucks because and I know there's some dude right now who's like, well, if you can't fucking take the time to show me what the colors are, I'm not buying. I understand. We literally sell, like when we send a text message out, before I can even refresh the computer, this shit is sold out. I like the race cans, Charlie. I carried race cans for probably fucking 10 years. In the back of a Suburban and the back of the fucking Yukon that's sitting outside still to this day right now. I still have that. Cody drives it. And I would carry 10 gallons. And you'd get in the Suburban, or you'd get in the Ford Explorer, or you would get in the Yukon, and it would reek of gasoline. And sometimes when it was really hot, you could actually see the gasoline vapor in the air. I had remote alarms on everything. My trucks never blew up. We would open the door, we'd get in the car, we'd roll the windows down, and in about 1 minute, you wouldn't smell that smell anymore. Now, we also used that fuel. Every few months, we would go through it, or we'd put it in a motorcycle or so. I mean, yes, it's losing the lightweight volatiles, but we're rotating that fuel pretty frequently. often do you make a different color run of NSW rigs, such as black multicam? Man, I don't know that we've ever made multicam black NSW rigs. We're about to, because I want one. Like when the zombies come, that's what I'm wearing. That's what I'm wearing. Just buy a grocery bag in every pattern. That way you can have your own set of samples. Yours are stored inside an apron. So we have elevated fuel tanks. I've got 550 gallon tanks, and I've got some 300 gallon tanks. We're going to add some more tanks, double wall tanks that'll be on the ground, and we'll have a solar setup to charge a battery and everything. And we're going to build a fuel shed. It was 80 something today, and I found around 2009 millimeter shells, around 200 9mm shells with white cross on them. Huh. I hate gas can nozzles. I just bought a long funnel and pour the gas. So the fuel can, the race cans are nice for being able to put the tube into your small engine opening or whatever, right? Your fuel tank on those, and then you can just kind of lift it or fuel in a motorcycle or whatever. The 5-gallon fuel cans, the NATO cans, they're a pain in the ass to deal with. Like, it is a fucking hassle, especially if you use that stupid fucking nozzles that everybody has, that they have to come with now. So we would just we'd crack one open, put a jiggler siphon in it, and put the other end in the filler neck of a gas tank, and we'd fill them in place. And on the Super Duty, with 6 cans in the back, I can reach any 6 of the cans and have that fucking other end of that jiggler siphon right in there. And it takes 2.5 minutes to dump 5 gallons of fuel. 2.5 minutes to dump 5 gallons of fuel. Do you buy the fuel tanks outright? No, I bought them all, John. I bought them all. Some places will give you, like $1 a year lease. Some will give you a lower lease. We bought them all. Easy pour caps make the Harbor Freight Jerry cans better. I bought Easy. I think that's what I bought. I bought a bunch of those Easy pour caps, and they have like an extender, so you can make it twice as long with a flexible neck. I bought a bunch of those. Zombies can't see multicam black. No, I'm just going to look really neat. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Have a great night. Do something with your time. Post photos of your shit. Like, if you're doing the stuff we're talking about, man, post photos. Tag me in that shit. We'll figure out some fucking SOE prepper hashtag or something, right? Where we can all go and look at, just evidence of success, right? What did you do today that is worth showing off, right? Do you have something that you could take a photo of that you've accomplished today? And even if it's the same thing as yesterday, you know whether you're bullshitting or not and showing the same photo. But did you do something that you have to show? I was talking to a very good friend of mine this morning, and I messaged him at about 4:30 this morning. And I said, hey, do shit today in a manner that you want the people that saw you do it to tell the story years from now. Operate in that manner. Act, everything you do. People have asked me before, they're like, why are we going through all this hassle right now to do this? I go, it's pretty cool though, isn't it? And they're like, yeah, but it seems like a big deal to get this done. I go, it is. I go, but how is this story going to be told 5 years from now? The people that see us do this and know this happened, what's the story going to sound like 5 years from now? And that's why I do things the way I do them. How much money do I have in all the windows? I've been paying $4 a window. Some of them are much bigger than others. Some are missing panes. Some have 8 window panes per. They're all old, and they're all very thin glass. Another bucket of seasoning, salt, herbs, spices, bouillon, right now. Right on. Fucking good for you, man. How are you going to connect them? The windows? I think I'm going to just kind of frame them. I'm going to find some that are all the same height and set them on a 2x4 or a 2x6, and then bring the next level up and put a 2x4 between them. I see people stack them 2 and 3 high, so I mean, I might just run studs and put them between studs. But my object is just to have a hodgepodge, right? I just want them to look like somebody just took all these fucking windows and stacked them up in a manner that made them work. I'm not trying to make them pretty. I just want it to look like we repurposed them. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Good night.